There's this old Turkish proverb that says, the working iron glistens. It's such a simple image, right? But it's also an incredibly powerful metaphor for our lives, for our potential, and for finding our purpose. So let's dive in and really unpack what that means.
Okay, so right at the heart of this whole thing is a super simple comparison. On one side, you've got a piece of iron that's just left out, unused. What happens? It gets stagnant, useless, it rusts. But on the other side, you have iron that's been put through the fire, hammered and shaped. It shines, it's strong, it has a purpose. And look, this isn't just about metal, right? This is about us.
And that's really the main idea we're digging into here. Our potential, our spirit, our very soul. It works the exact same way. If we don't challenge ourselves, if we don't learn and engage with the world, we start to feel, well, dull, untapped. But with consistent effort, with real work, that's when we start to shine.
But here's the thing, work isn't always something we get to choose. A lot of the time, it's something that just happens to us. So let's talk about life's challenges and how they're actually the very tools that shape who we become.
I mean, let's be real, nobody gets a free pass in life. We all face hardships. It's just part of the human experience. But this metaphor asks us to look at it differently. What if we stopped seeing struggle as something purely destructive and started seeing it as the blacksmith's hammer, the necessary force that gives us our shape, our strength?
This idea lines up perfectly with some pretty powerful psychology. There was this incredible psychiatrist, Viktor Frankl, who developed a theory called logotherapy. Basically, he argued that we humans can endure almost any hardship, any hammer blow, as long as we can find some meaning in it. It's our drive for meaning, not for pleasure, that truly keeps us going.
So what are these hammer blows we're talking about? Well, you know what they are. We all know what they are. It's the profound losses that change us forever. It's the bitter disappointments that really test our spirit. It's all the personal trials that demand every last ounce of our strength. These aren't just random bad things. They are experiences that form us.
So here's the absolute key takeaway. It's not the hardship itself that defines you, it's your response to it. If you can find a lesson, a purpose, some kind of meaning in the struggle, then that very same force that could have broken you becomes the thing that makes you shine even brighter. It literally transforms pain into growth.
Okay, so it's not all about what life throws at us from the outside. There's also this whole other side to it, the internal work. This spiritual job of clearing away our own inner rust.
And it's really cool, because the spiritual tradition of Sufism uses an almost identical metaphor. They see the human heart, your heart, as a perfect mirror, one that's designed to reflect something pure and divine. But, over time life happens, and that mirror can get pretty clouded, pretty rusty.
So what's making this mirror rusty? Well, it's all this stuff that pulls us in a million directions every day, right? The worldly distractions that make us lose sight of what's important. It's that state of just going through the motions, on total autopilot. And of course, it's the constant demands of our own ego, which just clouds our vision.
All right, so how do we clean this thing? This tradition lays out 3 key practices. First is remembrance, which is really about consciously getting back in touch with your spiritual core. Second is contemplation, actually stopping and taking time for deep thought. And third is service, doing things for other people, which is the perfect way to get the focus off of ourselves.
And this all leads to this just incredible quote from the poet and mystic Yunus Emre. He's basically saying, look, true knowledge is knowing yourself. If you don't know yourself, what's the point of all that reading you're doing? He just cuts right to the heart of it.
And that just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? If we don't understand our own inner workings, what causes our own rust and what makes us shine, then everything we do in the outside world is kind of built on a shaky foundation. Real purpose, real impact, starts by turning inward and polishing that mirror.
Okay, so you've done the work. The iron is shining. The mirror is clean. Now what? Well, and this is crucial, it's not just about you. The impact is so much wider, so much more profound.
This is where we have to shift our thinking. The whole point of all this hard work isn't just to become some perfectly polished person sitting on a shelf. No way. The entire reason to become strong and clear is so that you can become useful, so that you can contribute something valuable to the world around you.
Just think about it. What does worked iron actually do? It becomes a bridge that connects people and communities. It becomes a door that opens up new possibilities.
It becomes a shield to protect those who need it. It's all about service. And for a person, the parallel is just perfect. When you've done that work on yourself, when you face those challenges, you become a source of light and strength for your family. You start making real, tangible contributions to your community. And ultimately, you end up serving something bigger than just yourself. You serve humanity.
So we're back to that powerful contrast again, aren't we? You've got the person who's shining, and that light, that benefit, just radiates outward to everyone around them. And then you have the person who lets themselves rust. And that's not a private thing. That inaction, that negativity, can cast a shadow on everyone.
And you know, after all this, the whole thing comes full circle. It comes right back to you, to us, to the choices we're making, not just once in a while, but every single day.
And this is the part I really want you to take away because it's so empowering. You're not just a passive observer in your own life. You are that piece of iron. You have all this incredible potential for light and strength just waiting inside you, but it's not going to happen on its own. It takes your effort, your work, to bring it out.
And the mark you leave on this world, your legacy, it's not some one-and-done deal. It's the sum of all your efforts, day in and day out. As long as you keep working, keep learning, keep polishing, that light is just going to keep shining out into the world. So that leaves us with the final, powerful question we all have to ask ourselves. We've each been given this incredible gift, this one lifetime. It's our investment. So what are we going to do with it? Are we going to put in the work, face the hammer, and polish ourselves until we truly glisten? Or are we just going to sit on the